Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Trackside Broadcasting. Welcome back to season 12. Thank you again for joining us this evening. For anybody new here, good evening to you, and thank you for hopping on board with us this evening. You should all know me by now, but if you don't, for anyone new joining us, like I said, my name's Gaz, and I'm going to be one of your commentators this evening. Tonight, we are continuing our all European season. We had Spa for race one, and what a race that was. And let's hope race two of eight brings us some more of the same. Race two tonight coming to you from the beautiful, beautiful Italy. And we are at a proper classic track tonight. We are racing Monza. Everybody knows Monza. We've been here before. And like I said, everybody knows it. Should be a good one tonight. As always, though, before we get started here at Trackside, I just want to thank the Tanzo Racing Group for letting us bring you all of the action each and every single week this season. And to our sponsors, Spectra Racing, Clark St. James Motorsport, and Murby Goes, helping us bring it all together for you guys each and every single week, season after season. With that said, though, we've not had any GT3 action in a week now, and I need some racing in my life. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot be doing this on my own. You know me by now. I always need him next to me in the commentary booth. So let me bring in a good friend of mine. And like I said before, many, many times, a guy who has raced these tracks more than anybody else I know, and he's raced it more times than I've had hot dinners actually. But Mr. Jimmy Marshall, hi, hello, good evening, buonasera, mio amico. How are you doing this evening? And welcome to Italy. Welcome to Monza.
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Gaz. How are you doing today?
Yes, Jimmy, I am doing very well. It's been a typical Monday at work at my 9 to 5, and let's just say I'm glad it's all done with. I'm back home, and we are getting ready for some more GT3 racing action tonight. We've got a great lineup of drivers, and we are here at the stunning Autodrome Nazionale Monza. Jimmy, what is your thoughts on this all-time classic track?
I mean, it is. I'd say it's up there with my top two favorite tracks to watch racing on. I think this and Daytona. It's just so much fun watching the. Like I do, like I mentioned before in the streams, watching a draft track with the racing on there. It's just so exciting to watch, just because you see all the cars are constantly bunched up together. They're all stuck in that slipstream of one another, and it has got the Monza has got that kind of famous turn one, which anyone who's familiar with Monza knows exactly what I'm talking about. It is a
Oh,
treacherous little corner indeed, but
well, Jimmy, I'm sure we're all very interested to see what happens on lap one, turn one. Like you said, Monza is notorious for that one, but it should be a good race. We've got 20 plus cars out on track tonight here, and that should make for a great race tonight. Like you said, there's some great drafting on it. There's some serious speed to be had on here as well on this track with the speeds that are we can get down here. But Jimmy, before we head down to trackside, we're just over 7.5 minutes gone. Do you just want to remind everybody real quick how it works here in the Tanzo Racing Group?
absolutely. So this season features 8 rounds across a series of European racetracks. Drivers will get just 15 minutes of closed qualifying, so they get to do qualifying by themselves, which you're watching on the screen at the moment. So no other drivers to distract you, so you can put down the best lap times possible to get the best spot on the grid. Then after that qualifying, there'll be a brief 5 minute break for the drivers, so they can either have a little warm up, go back out on track, get a cup of tea, whatever is their pre-race ritual. Then we're on to the 60-minute race. So the 60-minute race has a 60% fuel onboard maximum. So drivers will be having to have a pit stop during the race, which adds a nice bit of strategy in there as well. It will also be open setups as well, so they can tune the cars to be exactly as they want them to be, so that they can get the most out of it possible.
There you go, everybody. That is how it works here in the Tanzo Racing Group. Jimmy, thank you for just reminding everybody how it works here. Just to remind everybody, and first of all, before I do that, actually, good evening if you are joining us at home from myself and Jimmy and everybody here at Trackside. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you're going to be along for the whole evening for some stunning racing action. And if any of the drivers are listening, have a good race and give us something great to talk about there, boys. But no, Jimmy, just before we head down to track for the last 5, 6 minutes of qualifying, do you just want to remind everybody about the prize pool? Because there is a lot up for grabs. And there's strategy in these races, there's speed in these races, but there's ultimately something up for grabs at the end of the season. Remind everybody at home what we're playing for this season.
Yeah, so we have a nice little prize pot at the end for the winners there. We'll get down to that in a second. But that prize pool has been donated by Murby Goes and Clark St James Motorsport and Spectra Racing as well. So there's a nice little £150 prize money up for grabs this season, with £50 going to each of the class winners. So we have an elite class, which is our top class. Then we have the pro class, and then we have the AMS. So £50 goes to the first place overall of those drivers. So they are separated by the drivers' rank in iRacing. So anyone that's 3,000 rank and above is classified as elite. Anyone that's 1,500 to 3,000 is a pro, and anyone below that is an AM.
There you go. So a nice little bit of an earner at the end of the season there. And thanks again to our sponsors for that one. Murby Goes, Clark St. James Motorsport, and of course Spectra Racing for that one. But Jimmy, there's just under 5 minutes to go. Shall we do what indeed our name actually says and head down to trackside?
Absolutely. Let's take a look at where everyone's at the moment. Michael Gray currently leading the way with a 146.1. Then quite a big gap actually to second place with a 146.7. So just
Half a
over
second
half a
there.
second. Yeah, that is quite a
And
big gap.
But Jimmy, have you noticed as well? Otto Karis, that's the pro there as well. Well and truly mixing it in with the elites up there. Just remember, guys, we have obviously got the three classes this season: elites, pros, and AMs, all on the side there for you, pink, blue, and yellow. But no, Otto Karis absolutely storming it up there. Sure, P2 out on track, he's going to be aiming for that P1, but P1 overall at the moment in the pros, ahead of all those elites, Jimmy. That's something to behold.
Yeah, I mean, that is a crazy good time from him. But also, if you look at the rest of the times, they're all so close together. I mean, look at the difference between Adam Wilson Weir and Tim Reed. You've got 1/1000th of a second between
I
those
don't.
two drivers. That is like
It's quicker than a
that is an
blink.
unfathomable short amount of time between the those two crossing that line there. Obviously,
I
they
think
still
it
got a
takes
bit
me
of
longer
time
to
out.
blink, Jim.
Yeah.
It takes me longer to blink, but yeah, like you said, they've still got some time out there. I'm sure that will change, and maybe the starting order will change up. But yeah, Michael Gray leading the way for the elites, Otto Karras leading the way for the pros there. And we've got down in P13, but P1 for the AMs, Raymond Van Sutven leading the way in the AMs at the moment. And but Jimmy, those times they are ridiculously close between everybody.
Everybody bar Michael Gray, who is having an absolute flyer. So fair play to him. But yeah, I mean, look, Adam Wilson Weir now going 2/1000ths next to Tim Reed's time. Like
That,
that
that
is
is That's crazy. That
madness
is some
out there.
crazy time. Well, Tim Reed taking the P3 overall there, Jim, to jump into Adam Wilson with. But yeah, there, two 1,000ths. There is nothing between those guys. And who we got? Is this Tim Reed just facing the wrong way out on track at the moment?
Yeah, he must have been pushing real hard there. He had a bit of a spin, but I mean, you've got to at this point. But the thing is, though, we talk about yes, Otto is half a second off. Tim Reed's fractions of a second off, and everyone else is so bunched up together with all the rest of them. It's a draft track, and what that'll do is when you're behind someone or within about a second or so, the draft will give you that extra speed boost, and it will really bunch everyone up. And on a track like this, you kind of think like if you can keep bunched together, weirdly as it might sound, but Tim Reed, Adam Wilson Weir, they're kind of in the best position to get first place if they can, because it's down that main straight. You get that draft going, you get
Yeah.
the move done, you'll get that position ahead of Michael Gray. But obviously, they've got
Well,
to keep up with him the whole way there.
I tell you, if Michael Gray's setting times like that in qualifying with how close everybody else is, Jim, and he gets himself away, then indeed Michael Gray's in the dominant spot. Obviously, P1 is where you want to be. But no, I completely agree with you. Like coming down those straights, catching the draft off the car in front of you, you can reach some serious, serious speeds. Like I think when I was watching something previously, and they got up to about 260 kilometers an hour in that draft, Jim. There is some serious speed to be had, but Monza is known for that. It is a seriously fast track, just 8 corners, 3.5 miles. It's about 5.8k, mate. There is not a lot to it.
No, there's not a lot to it at all. I mean, there's like 5 corners is not really a lot for for kind of skill wise. I think it will bunch everyone right up, and I think that's why like turn one becomes a bit treacherous because everyone's going in so fast, and then everyone bunches up into a really slow corner.
Well, that's the thing. It's like one of those, isn't it? Really, from a watching standpoint of view and an entertainment standpoint of view, you can kind of expect and kind of hope there's a little bit of chaos. But if you're one of these guys out there, and indeed I say it every single week, I want everybody who starts this race to finish it. But if there is absolute chaos, carnage, and pandemonium, it really can split the pack up. And for some people, that's the end of their race.
Yeah, but then if you get split up though, you're probably going to have a group with you at the same time, so you just get to enjoy the race with them, really.
Well, it'd be really interesting because look what we saw. We saw this with Michael Gray, prime example last week in Spa. Brilliant qualifying, came P1 overall, absolute flyer. Got off to a brilliant start. Had an incident on lap one, if you remember, Jim. Put himself pretty much at the back of the pack. I think he was floating around about P18 at the time when he got himself back on. But I can't remember exactly where he finished in the end, but I know he worked his way pretty much mostly through the field. He didn't have many to go. I think he just ran out of time more than anything. But be really interesting to see what does happen on that one though, Jim. But that is it. That is it. Qualifying done. Shall we have a little look at in a moment and see where everybody did indeed finish?
Absolutely, and we just quickly, we got a little YouTube comment there from SimRacer57. Let's hope I don't die on lap one. Yeah, no, we don't want anyone to be dying on lap one. We want the best racing out there possible. Let us know actually which driver you are as well, and give you a little shout out for
Yeah,
joining the YouTube chat there.
we'll definitely keep an eye out for you as well out there to see how you're getting on. But no, Jimmy, take it away. Let everybody know how it is going to line up on track.
Yep, so starting in P1 overall and leading the way in the elite class, we have Michael Gray. Then we have P2 with Otto Karas leading the way in the pros at the moment, followed by Tim Reed in P3. Then we have Adam Wilson Weir, Joshua Higgy, Harry Hartley Price, Quinton Clumpert, Craig Corish, Phil Giles, Curtis MacArthur, Matthew Massey, Rob Smith, Baz Cutting. Then we have Raymond Van Zutphen leading the way in the AMS. Then we have Joseph Greathouse, Aaron Sparks, Jordan Butler, Sean Clark, Ryan Clark, John Harley, Mike Chadwick, James Moore, Christopher Haynes, James Vardigans, Sergio Cabral, Casper Roost, and Sam Dowes leading your 27 drivers on track.
There you go. And that is how it's going to line up. And obviously, Jimmy, as always, we are going to be doing a rolling start. So do you think it's going to be half a lap, maybe full lap this week?
Um, it's hard to say. I mean, on a track like Monza, I imagine it'll probably be like a half track or something. But yeah, I've got confirmation. SimRacer57 is Mr. Gray himself, so yeah, good luck to you there. Leading the pack off the start, always a nervous place to be, but always probably the most fun place to be. Just seeing all those cars billowing towards you as you brake for turn one is going to be quite a scary sight in your rear
Yeah.
view.
No, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that turn one, as I'm sure everybody is going to expect us to there, Jim. So we'll indeed see what happens. And hopefully, Michael, we don't see anything with you with lap one and we can truly see what you've got speed wise because you were truly quick last week. It was just a little bit crappy what happened to you. But no, Jimmy, a few minutes left to go. Again, I'm just going to touch on it. Monza is it's a classic track in Italy. Everybody knows it for one reason or another, and I think most of that reason is really through the F1. It really is such a fast track, isn't it, Jim? But I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm going to let everybody know. I know it's not your favorite to race around, but I absolutely love it myself. I think it's brilliant, especially for someone like me when I was starting out as well, because it's such a track that I know it was so easy to get used to driving these different cars and getting used to the GT3s as well. But there's going to be some serious speed tonight. There's 27 drivers out on track. What's your thoughts and feelings going forward for tonight's race?
Well, first of all, I don't appreciate you calling me out for not enjoying
No,
possibly the
it's
most
not.
famous
Sorry,
and most
no,
loved race
no.
track out there.
My wording was probably incorrect. It's not something I have to. I have to maybe have to convince you more to drive on than you do than you allow me to because I use it too much. Probably is fair to say. But no, Jimmy, what are you expecting? Come on.
I love watching Monza. It's just I like a good technical, like extra technical tracks like your Hungaro rings and your Zandvoorts and things like that. But no, it's great. And I don't. It depends on which driver you are, but I mean, I think a lot of it is give it a couple laps. I think before you start fighting. That'll be my initial. initial plan of something like this. Like, it's going to be so bunched up at the start. Everyone's grouping together. You kind of need to learn how everyone works around you, and everyone's going to be in a draft together. Everyone's going to be in a big group. So you got to kind of watch the guys around you. You got to kind of figure out which corners they're slower through and which corners they maybe get a worse exit out of. And you've just really got to take advantage of any opportunity. If someone makes a slight mistake, you got to go round them and you got to get that position through.
Well, I tell you what, Jimmy. Sorry, I just saw it in the comments there on YouTube. Don't know if you spotted it, but I think Mr. Marshmallow would agree with you that you've got to avoid that chaos. I think he's looking forward to the chaos on turn one, as per. So, Mr. Marshmallow's expecting some chaos. I think I am a little bit as well, but we know how good these guys are. So, hopefully, they'll keep it all together and everybody gets round in one piece.
Yeah, I imagine we'll probably see like a little bump here and there, but nothing too crazy. But
Hey, the trading of paint is absolutely fine. We love to see it. These guys have got great liveries. We like to see them share it around. But
oh, actually,
no,
while we
we'll
talk
see how
about
it
it
goes.
quickly, it is worth mentioning that the drivers do have what is called a quick or a fast repair. So if you do get too much damage, you can nip into the pit lane, and then you get an instant repair to your car, and you can go back out driving again. You won't lose too much time from it. Just thought it's worth mentioning quickly before we head over
Yeah,
to the start of the race.
probably worth mentioning again before that infamous turn one. Because if we do see anything go down and you do start seeing drivers disappearing left, right, and center on track, you know why. So remember, fast repair, guys, and you'll get them back out on track as quick as it can. But Jimmy, we are about to settle into 60 minutes of Monza in these GT3s. I've been looking forward to this one since the end of last week's race in Spa.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Monza is one of my favorite tracks to watch racing on. Like, I will try and never miss a Monza race, whether it's real life or if it's sim racing. I always love to just yeah, it's such a great track to watch.
Nah,
It just
it
works
really,
well with
really is.
every kind of car, every kind of driver,
I
and
think that's why I enjoy it so much because like the general use of any car you can pretty much throw around it. But Jimmy, they're lining up on track. It looks like they're going for about half a lap behind the safety car.
yeah, I'd say so. A couple corners and even half a lap round here is quite a long distance. I mean, it's a fast track, so it feels shorter than it is because you're basically flat out for a lot of it, and even a lot of the corners and stuff are flat out as well. But all the drivers have lined up on grid, so it'll all be down to they'll follow behind the safety car for half a lap. You can see the safety car just taking off there at the front. And then what will happen is the drivers, you'll see them do a bit of weaving on track, getting a bit of heat into their tyres, gives them a bit extra grip on those first few opening laps because cold tyres have no grip whatsoever and it can make it a little bit scary under braking. So they'll probably get a bit of temperature to the tyres, temperature to the brakes, and yeah, they'll have a bit more confidence in that car at the start. Then when we cross the start finish line, the safety car will we'll go into the pit lane, and then it'll all be down to when Michael Gray crosses that start finish line. The lights will go green, and it'll be go 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 for all of the drivers.
There you go, Jimmy. I am looking forward to it. Like you said, it's a very fast track. It feels shorter than it is. Remember, 8 corners, 5.8 kilometers per lap. They're going to absolutely fly around it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I know I said it had like 5 corners before earlier on in the discussion, but it's because like some of them you do take so flat out that they just don't feel like corners, and then it's
Yeah, like
literally
turn two, the Curva Grande after obviously the infamous hairpin the hairpin, the terrible chicane on turn one, the infamous one. You don't really have to slow down for that one. It's a long
no.
corner, yes, but you're flat out. But no, Jimmy, we're getting ready to go now.
Yep, so we'll see the pit car dipping into the pit lane right now. You can see it going off there. One car starting from the pit lane though, so they were still in their box. Maybe they missed the start of the race there. But no, we're watching the drivers as they cross that start-finish line. We'll see the lights at the top of the screen go red, and then they will be off. So there we go. The drivers are off. Michael Gray getting a very good start there and leading the way in the race as they go 3 wide behind them, 4 wide just behind them. That could be very sketchy going into that first turn. Let's see how they all handle it. We talked about how chaotic it can be before, but they all seem to be slowing down at the same pace. They all looks like they're going to make it through safe and sound. And I don't see any incidents going on. So well done to all the drivers out on track. Nicely done, everyone there. I was a bit worried when they were 4 wide for a moment there. I thought it was going to get a little bit hairy, but no, fair play to them. Daniel Paul, though, in the YouTube chat, just quickly, the qualifying times were so close. I think fuel saving / pit strategy is going to be key to getting a good result, and I couldn't agree more. It's going to be one of those races that, yeah, it's going to be hard to overtake with times that close. So, yes, that pit strategy is going to come to.
No, it really, really is, Jim. The pit strategy plays a part each and every single week. Like we see the undercut, the overcuts. Sorry, has something just happened out on track at the start that we didn't quite see at the back of the pack?
So on board with James Varling as their car next to him, a little bit squirrely under the brakes, but all seems fine. Little concertina from the cars there as they tried to avoid everything. Oh, he gets a nasty little
Oh.
bump from behind. I mean, he's still got his spoiler. That's the most important thing.
Well,
Little dent to the rear is
if that's the most chaos from turn one that didn't even happen on turn one, Jimmy, then I think you can pretty say that was a successful start of the race for everybody there.
yeah, I'd absolutely say so. And surprised Michael Gray there out getting a bit of heat into his tyres down that straight. I mean, doing a nice little bit of wiggling going on there. And
No,
yeah, I'm surprised.
absolutely.
He is definitely pulling a big gap there. So he's pushing hard, definitely very confident with a track like this. And is definitely very happy with his setup. As we see some beautiful foliage right there. Or as Sean Clark goes a little wide onto that gravel, allows the car
I
to
think
get past
Spectra.
him. Yeah,
The
both
Spectra
Spectra
boys
boys.
there.
Oh, going for a
Oh,
very risky move there on a closing door. That was
was that? I think that was Ryan Clark. I might be mistaken on that one in the blue and black there, but I think he's only come around and tagged the back of Sean Clark. So we'll have to see what the marshals say about that one when they let us know. We'll let you guys know, of course, obviously.
Speaking of marshals, Marshmallow in chat saying no blood for blood. What a shame, lol. And I mean that's not the kind of driver we have in this league, but I mean you do like to see a little bit of carnage on Monza, but no, I'm glad that everyone made it through. Allows everyone to carry on racing as normal. As Michael Gray though, just flying ahead with also Karras though, he's got some really good pace on him just behind. I mean, fair play to him as well, with that beautiful Porsche behind them, not too far behind, leading the rest of the pack.
There we
Uh,
go. So we are what 3 minutes into this 60-minute race, Jimmy. Plenty of time left to go. But shall we have a look from top to bottom at how it's lining up?
yeah, let's take a little look now.
So Michael Gray leading the way still, P1 in quali, P1 in race still, just over 2.5 seconds behind him. Otto Karras in P2. Adam Wilson, well, P1 for the pros as well, I should mention, sorry. Adam Wilson, we're just behind him in P3. Tim Reed following on with Harry Hartley Price in P5, followed by Joshua Higgy, Craig Corris. Craig Corish, I do apologise there, Craig. I've said your name many times. Curtis MacArthur in P8 with Quinton Clumpett in P9 and Phil Giles in P10. Rob Smith in P11 with Matt Massey just behind him. Aaron Sparks leading the way for the AMs at the moment. Down in P13, but P1 at the moment. He won't mind that, especially with the pros of Baz Cutting and John Harley just behind him, keeping a nice little gap to Joseph Greathouse in P16, with Ryan Clark just behind him, with Christopher Haynes just behind him as well. James Vardigans, followed by James Moore, with Jordan Butler, Mike Chadwick, Raymond Van Zutphen, Sam Duez, Casper Roost, Sergio Cabral, and Sean Clark rounding out at the back of the pack. But I don't think Sean is out there, is he? You know, yeah, sorry, there is Sean.
Sure was. He was just involved in that incident earlier
Yeah,
on, so he's dropped a bit further back. Sergio Cabral as well, starting from the pit lane there, so he lost a bit of time, so he's got some catching up to do. Very hard to do on a like we said on a draft track. Everyone's kind of towing each other along, and I mean an easy way to kind of judge it is
oh,
Otto Karas
sorry,
though
Jim.
dropping down the timing board.
Something has happened. Otto Karras there seeming to take a massive tumble there from P2. Oh, no, he's gone back up to P2. Is that just a little glitch on the board, or did something?
Oh, I'm
When did he
hoping
go
so.
down?
I think there might have just
We
been
might,
a
we
little
might
glitch on the
just had a
timing board there.
glitch. Yeah,
Uh,
hopefully that was just a timing board because it looked like absolutely the top order had completely changed. But it looks like everybody's still okay up there, Jim.
No, Otto is there. You can see him in that blue Lamborghini just a bit further back from Michael Gray there. And yeah, no, thank God that was a. But one person that did slip down the timing board, so I did notice, Raymond Van Zutphen. He started top of the AMs, and now he's kind of in the mid pack. He's got some. Yeah, I
No,
wonder
he
what happened
did.
from there.
No, he must have had a little bit of a slower start, maybe. Or you never know really what goes on with absolutely everybody unless we took a look at every car going around that turn one. Something may have happened at the start there, Jimmy. 'Cause I believe I did see his name drop quite quickly. Obviously, leading the way now is Aaron Sparks, and he's got a beautiful gap to Joseph Greathouse, who was in who qualified in P2 and is still sitting P2. So Aaron's got himself up there into P1 somehow with a nice little buffer. But no, I do wonder what happened to Raymond. He's quite a strong driver, so something must have happened to him.
Yeah, but like we say every single week, and I feel like it's becoming my catchphrase at the moment. If you're gonna make a mistake or if you're gonna lose time, do it at the beginning of the race, and it gives you that full 60 minutes to make up for it. And
Exactly that, exactly
yeah,
that. Now we are being told there is a 5 second penalty, Jim, for car number 39. That would be John Harley for causing a collision.
so it was John Harley, the Spectra car there that dived on the inside, wasn't he? I believe.
He dived on the inside of Sean Clark a little while ago. Yes, I believe he was, Jimmy. Yeah, that has just been confirmed. Yeah. So for causing that collision on Sean Clark, he's got himself a 5 second penalty. So not a great start to the race for him.
No, especially when you got timings as tight as these. But yeah, as I was going to say quickly earlier, we're just going to take a look at Sergio. Let's see what happened to him. Getting on the curves there, back on the power. Let's see what happens. And oh, he's got big damage to the back of that car. That's going to upset the balance of the aerodynamics. And
There you
yeah, it's
go.
not a surprise that he's gone round. Does he keep it at the wall? Oh, just misses it. I thought he was going to hit that, get into that little gap there between the
I'll tell you what.
fencing.
I'll tell you what, Jimmy. That car looked like a boy race around Birmingham on a Friday night.
Okay, see that in a Mackey's car park, wouldn't you?
No, you know, no, well, I'm not going to say what you usually see there, but no, we all know. But no, that is rather unfortunate for him there. So he tags the wall at the front. He doesn't seem to have any damage at the back though at the moment. So does he do it on the? He does it on the
Oh,
reverse.
I just yeah, lose a bit of grip. That's really unfortunate. That is.
Look at this. That is some serious damage. He's not going to want to be seeing that at all. Like you said, it's going to really affect him. So he's going to be wanting to get himself into the pit lane there.
But they do have that fast repair. Just make sure you. I suppose you could change tires at this point in the race, and you can make it to the end. I think you'd be fine. But the fuel, though, he might have to do an extra stop. Let's have a look. What's up to James Moore? So he shows his nose to the inside, backs out again. Cars bunch up a little bit, very close between the two cars in front. Goes a little bit deeper into that corner. And then,
Constantina again.
oh, that's that Constantina. I told you that treacherous turn one. I mean, that is technically kind of,
Oh,
yeah, it's,
just that Spectra at the back there, just coming in the purple and black, just missing out just there. Oh, that concertina effect on that corner, Jimmy. That seems to just catches everybody, doesn't it? And you could get some serious damage from that. But no, at the minute, Jimmy, we are what, just under 10 minutes, 8.5 minutes gone at the moment. 5 laps in. Michael Gray still leading the way and setting the fastest lap actually as well out there. Otto Carries dropped down a position to Adam Wilson with, but still leading the way in the pros with a lovely little gap between him and Curtis MacArthur, who's sitting in P2, and Aaron Sparks still leading the way in the AMs. So not much change at the top of each of the classes at the moment. Will there be more changes to come? I'm fully expecting so. But Jimmy, I just want to run you back to a comment you said a minute ago.
so just quickly, Michael Gray setting the fastest lap time, a 1:46.6, currently lapping a second a lap quicker than the car behind him.
That is some serious speed out there, and we know how quick he is. So, like I said at the start of the stream, Jim, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can actually do out there if he doesn't have an instant out on track. Fingers crossed. But real quick, Jimmy, though, car number 48 and 93, that would be Joseph Greathouse and Ryan Clark. They are being investigated at the moment by the marshals. Not 100% sure, but they're being investigated. So, must be for a little coming together on track, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think that was the that turn one collision that we saw earlier on. Um, yeah, you said you had a question a moment ago.
Yeah, sorry, you just mentioned just before I started speaking a moment back about pitting this early into a race. Jimmy, we're not 10 minutes into this 60-minute race. Now, I know what you're saying about making the tyres last, but on a track this fast, you really think that's the best option? Because I definitely would not be thinking about pitting any time now unless I absolutely have to. And there you go. Sorry, just on screen for you at home. Joseph Greathouse and Ryan Clark's little incident for you there. Joseph seemed to tag Ryan as he came around there on the inside. Jimmy, thoughts on that one?
it's tough because there's not a lot of space, but he was alongside, and I think Joseph was entitled to just a little bit more room. There was definitely an overlap of the cars, so I think the other car of Ryan Clark should have just left a little bit more space. Um,
Well, we'll wait and see what the marshals have to come up with that one. It's like I say to you, Jimmy. I'm glad I'm not the one making these decisions, because I know when me and you've spoke about it off the stream before, we've had a little disagreement from time to time about certain incidents that have happened out on track. So again, I'm glad it's not me or you making those
yeah.
decisions.
I mean, he didn't do a crazy dive to get alongside. He was just alongside, and I think at that point, if you are just alongside, there's something to say for like giving someone a squeeze or whatever. But he would have had a spotter call to say there was a car on the inside. He would have known he was there. Sometimes it's better to race smart than it is to be overly aggressive and try and take the track away
Oh,
from another
well,
driver. But we won't
there you
we
go.
won't. Um,
No, I was just going to say, Jimmy,
oh
it's just been confirmed. There you go. Incident involving cars. Number 48 and 93. Remember, that's Joseph Greathouse and Ryan Clark. Racing incident. No further action. I think you are right. I think he was. I think he was up the side of him enough there to make the move. It was just a bit of an unfortunate coming together at the end of it.
yeah, I think anything alongside, and like I said, he didn't do a crazy dive bomb to get alongside. He was just already there, so it
No,
is
he
what
really
it
was.
is. Sorry, one thing I did want to mention. I tried to mention it a few times, but I keep things keep happening. As a general rule of thumb on a track like this, you can kind of, if you look at the timing boards, people with an orange time next to their name, they are within half a second of the other driver. Anyone with a yellow time is within a second of the other driver, and then white is anything above a second. So with a track like this, it's roughly a second, maybe a second and a bit behind is draft is you're within the draft of the driver in front. So if you take a quick glance, you can see anyone with a kind of an orange or yellow name is going to be getting that slipstream off the person in front of them. And seeing two little groups of cars there forming as Adam Wilson Weir takes a little bit of a defensive line going on the inside as the other guys carry on as normal. I think there might be a little bit of bump drafting, a little bit of pushing going on here and there. As you see the Porsche diving on the inside, beautiful dive there, gets the move done, gets ahead. They all leave each other space, and
That's Curtis MacArthur there, making a great move. The pro on the am of Joshua Healy there, John. That is a brilliant move.
yeah, I mean, let's take a look at that again. So he is quite far back, but they're braking early because of the guys in front of them. He gets well alongside before the turn
Plenty
in.
of
So
room.
I'd say that's yeah, nicely done. Really cuts that curve to give him the
Oh wow.
absolute most room humanly possible. Fair play to Curtis there, and I'm surprised he didn't get a slow down penalty for cutting the corner that much. But
I
you know
tell
what?
you, that was a brilliant overtake, wasn't it, there, Jim?
He must have been absolutely on track limits there. Fair play to him there.
Some serious speed. But Jimmy, that it just brings me to something I did want to speak to you about, because obviously Spa, we raced it last week. It's a great track as well, as we all know, brilliantly fast as well. But this
Oh, one of the
one,
best.
just to tie it down with really how fast it is. GT3 cars, don't they? They really do run the lowest absolute downforce setup that they can here. It's just straight line speed is so much more important than the grip in the cornering, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, we can see the little speedometer down at the bottom right of the screen, and like there are so few corners. The corners that we do have, a lot of them are like we said, like Curva Grande and Variante Ascari. They are near enough flat out corners, and I mean, and Curva de I can't remember how you pronounce that one. The Curva del yeah, turn six. They are just flat out turns, and so
Seragrio.
I'm trying to go from memory here while I'm
Okay.
seeing what's going on. And
Curva del
yeah,
Seragrio.
thank you. And like, because they are so flat out, and it's all just huge straight lines here. You just want as little downforce as possible, just so you get that most top speed as you humanly can, and you can sacrifice it in a bit of the very few corners that we do actually have without that downforce. And yeah, I think that's just the way forward on a track like this, and it allows
I
you
t-
to just get a bit more speed in the draft as well.
Tell you what, Jimmy, though, with how fast these cars do get, we saw it a moment ago when we were with Adam Wilson Weir and Otto Carris. We saw just pushing on like 250 kilometers an hour was although that is some serious speed for these GT3s. But as fast as they go, especially with that turn one, they've got to slow down a heck of a lot faster as well. Those brakes have got to take a serious pounding out there.
Yeah, and I mean, luckily with the straights though, I mean, you're heavy on the brakes in the braking zones, but then you get that whole way down the straight, all that air coming out the brakes, and it does cool them down nicely. So you're not overheating too much, and you're not putting that heat isn't then carrying across into the tires and overheating the inner tire temps, which would sort of mess up your grip a little bit in the corners. But no,
So much to think
it's all
about for
good.
these guys out there, really, isn't there?
It really
We
is,
say
but
we say it each and every week, and I think it just hits home when we do have like these little off-topic kind of conversations. Like it just there's so much more than you think that you'd have to think about when driving these cars and trying to race out there with 26 other drivers. It's just crazy.
it really is. I mean, a lot of it is just instinctual for these guys. They'll just like they'll kind of get a feel for how the car's feeling as they drive certain ways, and then they'll just kind of adjust. They're not actively thinking, "Oh, I'm putting too much heat into my brakes or too much heat into my tires." They kind of go, "Oh, okay, a little bit risky there. I'll back off a little bit and then let the tires cool down themselves." And you kind of just you do it instinctually rather than see. This is the corner I was talking about where it's not
We
really a
all,
corner.
we all know what you were talking about there, Jimmy. Don't you worry about that one. But no, you made some very valid points. But no, Jimmy, we're just over a quarter of the way through this race, and the top three for each of the classes has not changed. Michael Gray still leading the way, and nearly 9 seconds on Adam Wilson Weir, who's sitting in P2. Otto Karras still leading the way for the pros at the minute, P3 overall. But look how close he is to Adam Wilson Weir. But then look how close Harry is to him and Tim is to him. There is a proper train of cars right here having a little scrap for a P2, P3 at the moment. And down in P14, but P1 still, Aaron Sparks. There has been a little bit of a change there, Jimmy. So the rest of the pros seem to have got past him in the last few minutes. And Joseph Greathouse sitting in P2, qualified in P2, now just under, sorry, well, cutting it really close to trying to get that move done on Aaron Sparks. Just at a 10th now to him. Aaron's got some work to do now.
Yeah, he has got a little bit of work to do, but I mean, yeah, I think like everyone on track's doing a really good job, and when I'm looking at like you said, Adam Wilson Weir with Otto and Harry so close behind him, I think the only one that's really worrying there is probably Harry. I imagine he's going to want to get ahead of Otto at some point, just so he has a run at getting the overtake done. As we see him sticking his nose out a little bit there, just as
Looking for it.
as
He's
we go to
looking
call it.
for it.
Yeah, and I mean, he's still got plenty of time. I think it's only going to come down to does he want to pit on the same lap as Otto? Is Otto as a pro going to have the same sort of has he been practicing his pit entry? Is he going to be as quick going in there, or is he going to potentially slow them down when they all do their pit stop?
But Baz
And
Skotting is going for a move on Matt Massey there, Jim, just before turn one and gets it done absolutely beautifully there, putting himself up into a P12 out on track at the moment, about P5 in the pros for now. So looking at those podium spots ahead of him.
yeah, he cut the track a lot. A lot. I'm liking the fact these drivers are really cutting that corner just to give each other the maximum room possible because it is barely 2 cars wide there. But yeah, I think like we said, like Harry Hartley Price is going to want to get ahead of Otto just for a few different reasons here, and he's not really fighting with Otto. He is fighting with Adam ahead, and he's going to want to be a bit more in control of his position when it comes
Well,
down to those last few laps, I think.
well, no, absolutely, Jim, absolutely. And the thing is, as well, for Harry Hartley Price sitting behind Otto, the longer he's sat behind Otto, it's just allowing Michael and Adam to get away from him. He needs to be up there in that fight. Now, yes, Michael has got 9.5 seconds on Adam at the moment. A little bit uncatchable at the moment, but anything can happen. But Michael's having a fantastic race out here this evening. But Harry needs to get himself past Otto to get in that contention for P2.
Yeah,
But
like because when you get that slipstream down that final turn, or if Adam was to make a slight error, he needs to be right behind him to get that advantage. But currently he's got Otto in the way, and that is he's going to struggle with that.
no, he really is. And like I said, he's got to get past Otto first, and then he can start to get himself into a fight with Adam Wilson. We're for P2 at the moment. But then again, they need to work together to really get themselves up towards Michael Gray.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how Michael Gray is just pulling away, and he's just got the gap as the cars are coming up now to the lapped car of Sergio Cabral, and I think that's going to work in Adam's favour a little bit. He's going to start getting that draft off the back of his car, and I imagine Sergio is probably just going to move out the way and let them pass because they are obviously still fighting for position.
No, they really, really are. Now, Jimmy, I've just had a thought, and I like to do this each and every week, as you know. How about we do an onboard, and shall we do an onboard with our race leader? Shall we go on with Michael Gray on the start of his next lap?
Absolutely, I'm down to do a little onboard. Let's see the
Oh,
people
I
at home.
absolutely love it. There we go. There we go. And we're going to be on board with Michael Gray as well. So we're going to be doing a really fast lap as he now gets 10 seconds clear of Adam Wilson. We're in P2. But no,
Oh,
Jimmy, you know I love
Sergio
this.
going off behind. Oh, did he go off behind? I think I
It
just saw
looked
Sergio
like
go
it.
off behind, and yeah, he did, and I was really worried that he was going to crash into the other cars there, but I think everyone else got free. Oh, scared me a little bit. As we go on board, sorry, just quickly with Michael Gray to start our flying lap as we go down the incredibly long start-finish straight, and we'll go back and take a look at the accident afterwards. So you can see just the sheer amount of speed that the cars are building up. It's that massive heavy braking zone, heavy on the brakes as we go and clip the curve, shorten that track as much as possible, then flat out going through that chicane there. Then we got this nice little really round section of the Curva Grande. It's just a big long right-handed corner as we go into we'll kind of line ourselves up for the next chicane coming up here. Again, carrying huge amounts of speed into a massively heavy braking zone. Again, going on the curb here, then tracking out wide using all the track humanly possible, getting a little bit of gravel on your tyres as we go into the next two 90-degree right-handers here, using the camber of the road to rotate you through here, tracking out wide again. There's that extra track on the outside there, so you can carry a bit more speed through. Same with here as well. And then we go flying down the sort of back straight of the track, down the Curva del Sur, as we mentioned earlier. Then we have a nice little kind of a little dab on the brakes here, just carrying so much speed through. And again, it's just all chicanes, all straights around here, and then back through the final section, the nice little S section there. Again, using every moment of track that you possibly can. And there's not a lot of corners going on there. You can see the sheer amount of straight line that we have going on, and then we come to the final corner of the track. You're using the brakes here to rotate you through. You're not really slowing down too much, and get the car rotated as you go back around the final corner of the track and down the main straight. So it's a fairly simple track, but it is surprisingly complicated. As Gaz, do you want to cover the
Well, yeah.
Sergio?
So it looks like Sturgeon just gets on a little bit too soon. He's already losing the back end, and he's just smashed himself straight into the wall. And does he? No. Luckily, he misses the other cars. He was
That was
just.
what I was panicking about. That I could see in the rear view of of the screen earlier. I mean, that is so close.
Let's have another look at that one again, Jimmy, shall we? Talk us through this.
So he just loses the back end there, carrying too much speed going through that corner, bounces off the curb. Obviously, he's braking hard here, but carrying a lot of speed, and he's on the grass. The car has now got dirty tyres.
There
It's
is
going to
another
start
car in
drifting
the.
across, and
Oh,
it's just so unbelievably close. I imagine, what was that, Harry Hartley Price there? Probably, yeah, he probably
oh.
needs a new set of underwear after that one. That was a little bit sketchy.
There you go. So let's have a look at it from Harry's. This the same one from Harry's point of view, is it?
So this is him getting the overtake done on Otto Karif. So both him and Adam managed to get past in that lap. Otto probably wanting to
Oh,
preserve his tyres or just back out a little bit from the moves there because he's not fighting. But he has got Curtis MacArthur not far behind him, a fellow pro. So
three
those two,
seconds.
3 seconds. It's a lot of time, but at the same time, it is not a lot of time, and any slight error could put them fighting right next to each other.
Well, we're coming up to that point, Jimmy, as well. We're nearly 25 minutes in where pits are going to start to be happening. We're going to be seeing them very shortly. I think I've seen one person dive in already. I think that might have been Tim Reed. Now, I'm unsure if he had to go in or if he chose to go in, but I think Tim's already dived into the pits once, sitting down in P19 at the moment. But pits really do come into play, don't they?
Yeah, you can see the little numbers next there. So lap 13 is when Tim pitted. So that was 2 laps ago. Same with Matthew Massey. Then Sean Clark having an incident pitting on lap 1. Jordan Butler lap 12. Sam Dowes lap 12. John Harley pitting on lap 4. Sergio Cabral, he retired on lap 11 after that second crash because he wouldn't have had his fast repair after the earlier incident. And I imagine a
No.
hit like that would have
Yeah,
taken him a lot
it
of
just
time.
wouldn't. It probably wouldn't have been worth coming out for the rest of it. No, but we do say try and get in as many laps as you can because it can always be used as practice. But maybe he just didn't fancy sitting there for the repair time there, Jim.
No, because that would have been that'd have been a hefty amount of repair time. Jordan Butler there getting a slowdown penalty, but it hasn't affected his position on track.
No, not at all. Still leading the way at the moment. Obviously, we have got pits coming up, so that could change. Michael Gray for the elites, Otto Carries for the pros, and Joseph Greathouse now leading the way for the AMs, taking the P1 position off Aaron Sparks. Sorry, Jimmy.
Curtis MacArthur getting himself a slowdown penalty as well. That's going to work very much in Otto's favour. He's going to lose a fair bit of time from that, and you can see his time dropping from 3 seconds fairly rapidly as he's serving that slowdown.
There you go. I think he was about 3.1 when we checked in with him earlier, Jimmy. Yeah, just under 3.5 tenths now. Well, 3.5 seconds, sorry. That is a considerable amount of time to lose there.
Oh, he didn't serve the penalty in time, and he's given himself a black flag penalty, so he's going to have to do a drive-through of the pit lane, and that's going to cause him an extra 20 seconds onto his time.
There
That
we go.
is
Sorry,
not what you want when you're riding in P2.
not at all. Sorry, just see Raymond Van Stuppen tracking out slightly wide on the previous corner there. Absolute train of cars behind him with Christopher Haynes, James Bardigans, and James Moore, and Tim Reed, the elite, in there as well for some fun with the rest of the pack in front of him.
Yep, Curtis MacArthur dipping into the pit lane there. Annoyingly, though, it is a drive-through penalty, so he's not going to be able to serve that and do his pit stop. So he's going to have to come out and then do that all over again as he goes to pit for fuel and potentially tyres if he decides to change them.
No, we'll have to see what does happen there. Just one from YouTube as well, Jimmy. Knee down puppy. Come on, Fendi Racing. Back in the Fendi boys tonight.
Back in the Fendi boys.
There we go. So, Jimmy, just a quick one. Curtis McCarthy's obviously got the black flag. He has to go into the pits. Now, can he serve that with his pits at the same time, or has he got to serve that straight afterwards?
I thought it was a drive-through, so he's got another penalty for not serving his drive-through penalty. But it might be a stop and go, so it looked like potentially a stop and go. We'll have to find out when he leaves the pits. We haven't got that information to hand. So, I mean, he's been sat there for a long, long time, though.
It really is affecting his race, and that is not what he wants to be seeing halfway through, Jimmy. 28 minutes gone. He was sitting up in P2 out on in class, now pretty much near the bottom. I think the only one behind him is now Jordan Butler and John Harley, a couple of laps down, obviously after his incident earlier.
Yeah, there he is coming out of the pit lane now. So it must have been about a 40-second stop and go penalty, I'd say. That is a hefty penalty for not serving that. Yeah, it was a stop and go penalty. Yeah, it was a 40-second stop and go. There you go. Mentally timed that quite well there. And
Jimmy, you know the game way too well. But yeah, that's really unfortunate for him coming out in 23rd overall.
yeah, what could have been 2 seconds ended up being, I mean, the best part of a minute as you got to drive through that pit lane as well. That is a brutal penalty for cutting the track, and yeah, that's very unfortunate for that. That's why you got to serve the penalties.
No, absolutely. And P2 down to P8 in class. He's got a lot of work to do ahead of him coming up into the second half of this race, Jimmy.
Yeah, he's going to have a heck of a job coming up here. But like I always say, if you've got the pace to get up to those positions to begin with, you've got the pace to get back up to them.
Tell you what, Jimmy, we really are seeing a bit of a train here with, well, they've dived in now, but with Raymond, Christopher Haynes, James Bardigans, James Moore, and Tim Reed, who's obviously not needing to pit as he pitted only a few laps ago on lap 13. Puts himself up into P13 overall and P6 in class. So bottom of class at the moment. He's still got a little bit of work to do, but everyone in front of him does indeed need to pit. But Jimmy, lap 13, is Tim Reed going to need to go in again for fuel or for any other reason, do you think? Or do you think
Yeah,
he might be good?
he'll probably be pitting around the sort of 50-minute mark, I'd say. Just because that 60% fuel on board, you're kind of gonna. I mean, you're not going to have like used up that. I don't know. Yeah, he's probably going to pit again towards the end of the race. In all honesty, I don't think you could fuel save enough to not have to pit. And I think at that point, you're slowing yourself down so much, especially on a track like this, that you're probably going to pit again. Sadly.
No, that is a real shame for him. That is. I was kind of hoping you'd tell me that he'd be able to stay out possibly to the end, maybe make a little bit of a fight for it right towards the end with everybody else needing to pit. But we'll have to see where he does finish up. But no, Casper Roos here. So what happens with Casper, Jimmy? So we're coming down to turn one.
So turn one, does he take too much curb? Does he? Oh, he
Doesn't
just
take any
really
curb.
outbrakes himself. Takes the escape road there, and
Did not take any curb at all there, Jim. Yet, like I said, takes it down the escape road, getting on the brakes real late there by the look of it as well.
look at that cone having a great time over there, just flying in the air. But
There you go. But no, we are starting to see everybody diving in and out of the pits now, Jimmy. I think there's I think more's gone in and has come than needs to left to go in. Sorry, so we'll see what happens. The current top five have not gone in at the moment, though. Otto Carey is still P1 for the pros, and Michael Gray is still P1 for the elites at the moment.
yeah, the
We'll see
cars
what
are.
happens with the AMs when everyone else does come in and out of the pits.
Yeah, the cars are spreading out a little bit, but they are still kind of in a bit of a train going on there. You can see certain people taking a defensive line, other people dipping in to get the slipstream of the other car. I mean, that is a very tight line into that corner there. Doesn't carry as much
Yeah,
speed through,
sorry.
but
Curtis MacArthur making the move on Sean Clark there, Jim. Beautiful move on the outside of him there. Carries so much speed as well.
so just quickly, Tim Reed as well, getting a slowdown penalty himself, but I think he has served that now. And yeah, he's up there with the rest of the elites, but again, like we said, he might end up having to pit again towards the very, very end of the race. I mean, that's going to be a lot of fuel saving to get done. He's not exactly like directly behind the car enough that he could use the
No,
slipstream to help him fuel save. So yeah, a
no, we'll
bit of
have to
a
see what
rough
happens.
position for him.
But there you go. Our top four have now dived into the pits, Jimmy. That's Michael Grad and Wilson Will, also Karras and Craig Corish. Now, has Baz Cutting stayed out for now? He
Yeah.
has indeed.
Yeah, so leading the race currently, potentially. I mean, he is coming around
No,
that final
sorry, yeah.
corner. There we go.
Sorry,
Pitting now.
I get slightly mixed up on my corners there. No, she come into the pit at the end there. So the top five have now come in, and I believe, apart from a couple, Jimmy, that is about it. So we'll see where everybody comes out. Michael Gray still leading the way by the look of it with Adam Wilson and Weir coming out in P2. Otto Carris still keeping position P3, P1 for the pros, with Harry Hartley Price right behind him.
Oh, that's so tight on that bit exit there.
Is
And
that Craig and is that Casper? In his
uh,
red and white. I'm not
I
too sure
believe
on
so.
that
That
one.
is
Yeah, that was Casper Roos sitting right on the spoiler of of
Oh,
Craig
as
in
we see
front of
someone
him.
else going down the escape road there. Didn't see who that was. Is it
Was
the
that
Mustang? Who's in the Mustang there?
was that so it wasn't Craig. We're seeing Craig go around there. Was it Joshua Higgy? I think is he in the Mustang? No, it's not Joshua Higgy. I do apologise. I don't think
Just
it
really
is.
outbreaks himself there, and
Really trying to get a move done. We'll confirm who that one is in just a moment's time for you. But yeah, no, it
yeah,
was
it was
Joshua
Joshua Higgy.
Higgy. Yeah, it was. I recognise that Mustang. I do like it. I like the red on it. But no, he really, really put a lot of thought into those brakes. Those Casper Roos tracks wide. Is that my? Who was that just going wide behind Casper Roos there, Jim? I didn't quite catch that one.
That was Casper who's going wide, wasn't it?
Was that
Going
Casper?
off
No,
onto the gravel in the
onto
red
the
and white.
gravel. Yeah, there was someone else coming out of there as well, just behind him as well, that I saw go onto the gravel. I thought it was Michael Gray for a second, but maybe I was mistaken. So we'll see Casper come round and go wide in just a moment's time. Here it is. Who's
Yeah, so
that? Who goes? So I'm sure someone went in behind him. I might be mistaken here.
I thought. Oh yeah, they do as well. They do as well. You can
No,
see how
that
much
is.
these guys are pushing those cars. The fact they are, yeah, practically mowing the grass out there. They are. There's a lot of
Is
off
that
tracks happening a bit later on. Maybe the tires were starting to go towards the end there. Wonder if
I
a few
think that
people end up.
might have been Tim Reed behind him.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was Tim Reed
Tim
behind
Reed
him.
just confirmed. Yeah, Tim Reed just tracking out wide behind him as well. They seem to have lost it a little bit and went a little bit squirrely. But we're still seeing some. A few little fights going on all over the place there, Jimmy. Harry Hartley Price, Otto Carris, still in it with Adam Wilson. We're second, third, and fourth out on track at the moment. Otto's fight not to be had at the moment with those two, but he'll be looking to hold on to that P1 for the pros for sure. But Adam and Harry have surely got to start working together. Look, 16 and a half seconds off of Michael Gray at the front of the pack. He is just having a race on his own.
I gotta say though, massive props to Otto Karras for just keeping up onto the back of the two elites ahead of him. He's had a fantastic drive here, and yeah, he's just kept phenomenal pace. So fair play to him so far into this race, and the fact he
No,
didn't lose much time in the pit stops and didn't end up sort of falling behind as well. I mean, yeah, you got to give that man credit.
no, of course, you do credit where credit is due. And he's had a fantastic race today, Jim. It'd be really interesting to see where indeed he does finish up. But there we go, Jim. I think everybody has gone through the pits now. We're over the halfway mark. We're 36 minutes into the race. Shall we have a little look from top to bottom?
Yeah, let's do a little rundown of where everyone's at the moment. So we got Michael Gray leading the way in first place, 15-second lead. Just absolutely crazy out there. In second place, we have Adam Wilson Weir, followed by Harry Hartley Price. That's your top three on track at the moment. They have Otto Karras leading the way in the pros with Craig Corish behind him and Joshua Higgy as well. Then we're on to Quinton Klumper in second place in the pros. A bit further down, then we have Tim Reed, Rob Smith, Matthew Massey, and then we have Baz Cutting, and then we're on to Joseph Greathouse leading the way in the AMS at the moment, having a flyer of a race there, mixing it up with the pros. Then we have Curtis MacArthur behind him, with Ryan Clark just behind as well. Then we have Jordan Butler, Raymond van der Zutphen leading the way in the AMS, having a great drive over there. Then we have Aaron Sparks behind him, Phil Giles. Then we have the two Jameses out on track, as always together on track position. We have James Moore, followed by James Vardigans today. Then we have Christopher Haynes behind them, with Sam Dowes behind him as well. Then we have Mike Chadwick, then Sean Clark, then Casper Roost. And then we have two drivers out of the race at the moment. Oh, sorry, John Harley leaving, just entering the pits there behind him. Sergio Cabral, sorry, is the only driver out of the race at the moment.
There you go. Just one thing, Jimmy. Joseph Greathouse, sorry, is leading the way in the AMs. You called it as Raymond just in there, but I think that was because Joseph was mixed in with the rest of the pros there. Joseph's leading the way in the AMs,
Oh,
Raymond in
sorry, my
second.
apologies.
No, it's okay. I just don't take anything away from Joseph. He's having a great race out there tonight. Qualified in P2, got himself up into P1 now with a nice little gap in between him for the until he gets towards Raymond, who's sitting in P2 overall. He's got a few pros sitting in between him: Curtis MacArthur, Ryan Clark, and Jordan Butler, who we know those three guys aren't slow. And Curtis is definitely proving that tonight. We've seen a great few moves on him, but he's got about 13 seconds now to Joseph ahead of him for his next bit of a fight there to start even looking towards the podium positions in the pros. Currently sitting in about P5 at the moment. Jimmy's got a couple more positions to get up before he can start to look at those spots.
Indeed. And so just quickly, we have a warning for Craig Corish there for his pit lane exit. As he came out of the pits, he ended up squeezing another driver, and just a little warning just to keep it sensible if you're coming out the pits at a very low speed and people are coming out at just crazy speeds, just to keep it a little bit more sensible. You don't want to risk a crash this late on, especially.
No, absolutely. Right, Jimmy, we are nearly 20 minutes left of this race. You know what I'm about to ask you. So I want you to start having a little think for me. You've got about 10, 15 minutes. And guys at home, please let us know as well. Jimmy, who is your driver of the day? And this week, I am going to give you the AMs, if that's okay.
Okay, do you want me to call it now, or are we going to wait a few little minutes and
No,
build
no,
up a
no.
bit of suspense?
Let's just see what happens. Let's give the guys at home as well, the viewers watching along with us, let us know who their driver of the day has been as well. I'm going to take the pros, and as always, our man behind the scenes, Mr.
Oh,
Connor
just
Fink, is going to take the elites. There we go, a little spin around there from John Harley as he's taken over by the front runners, just keeping himself out of the way.
yeah, just quickly as well, Harry Hartley Price getting the move done on Adam Wilson Weir to be leading the pack at the moment. It's a it's a tough one because I mean they are so close on pace that they are. It is making it difficult for them to potentially get any overtakes done, or at least that we can see from the position that we're at. Whoa, John, giving us a little show just a bit further behind there, but yeah, Harry Hartley Price getting that move done. So that puts Adam Wilson Weir a bit under pressure now to. Does he want to lead or does he want to be in that second position and try and use that slipstream on the last lap to get the move as well? You see a bit of Corvette on Corvette action there. They are mean-looking cars. They are some of my favourite GT3s out there visually, I gotta say.
So yeah, for a sports car, top end kind of car, Jimmy, that is one of the most beautiful things that I think I've ever seen come out of America. That
Yeah.
Corvette is absolutely BEA beautiful. Sorry to put it in such a way, but no, I really do love those cars. Anyway, I love the street version, I love the racetrack version, I love every version of that car.
I'm trying to think now. I don't think Corvette has ever made a. Have they ever made a bad car? Not one springs to mind. Like I'm thinking about the C series mainly, to be fair, and like I can't think of a single bad one they've made.
See, it's a difficult one because I don't think there is, but when you think of the Corvettes, you just think of top end, the top end Corvettes, really, don't you? The ones that everybody kind of knows. And I think you can say pretty categorically they are not terrible cars at all. But there you go, Jimmy. We're coming up to 20 minutes left. Michael Grace still leading the way, a nearly 20-second lead on Harry Hartley Price in
Hello?
P2, with Adam Wilson here just behind him in P3. Otto Karis still leading the way in the pros. P4 overall, not even half a second behind Adam Wilson. We're of the elite. So props again to Otto Karis leading the way in the pros. Joseph Greathouse still leading the way in the Amsterdam in P12, but only a few tenths off of Baz Cutting just ahead of him. Let's see what happened to John Harley here.
Oh, it gets a bit squirrely going through that section there. You can see the car was already a bit wobbly through the first part. Gets way too much curving and
Oh,
sends himself off there. So did my microphone cut out midway through me talking there, or?
no, 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 you're absolutely fine,
Okay, okay.
Jimmy. So don't you worry about that one. Don't
Oh,
you worry about that one.
well
But no,
saved.
John,
Well done
very
holding the
well
brake.
saved from John Harley. But I think he won't mind me saying, but I don't think he's having a really good race tonight here at Monza.
No, not at all. I mean, he's struggling a little bit. I mean, yeah, it could be old tires, especially when you make a mistake. It just makes it harder as those tires just don't get grip back again.
I'll tell you
What
though, a
we,
couple of laps down though, Jimmy. Sorry, real quick to interrupt you. A couple of laps down though, and still going. Absolute props to the guy for staying out there. I hope he has. I hope he does finish the race tonight.
oh, I hope so too. I mean, you always want to see everyone finish. All it is just like at this point, it's just more time in the car, and then you get a bit more practice in for the next race. You're a bit more comfortable with driving. That's
Tell
how
you
I
what,
see it
Jimmy,
anyway.
you want some practice for the next race because we have got a good one, and we'll let everybody know at the end which one that is. But I am really looking forward to next week. You think I was looking forward to this one, Jim? I'm really looking forward to next week's race.
Oh, I might have to take a cheeky peek and see which track we've got coming out next week. I didn't have a look just yet. What have we got?
We'll let everybody know. Well,
Oh, okay, yeah.
exactly my thoughts. We'll let everybody know. So you've got to stick around with us to find out where we are going next week. But I think you'll agree, Jimmy. It's a cracker of a track.
It is. It's yeah. That's definitely one of my personal favourites, and
Oh, I know it is.
yeah, I lapped around there with Oscar Piastri like not too long ago. Well, actually, probably
Well,
about a year ago
I
now.
tell you what, Jim. I
And
tell you
oh,
what,
he is
Jim.
a quick
Save it.
drive. I'll say that. I'm not
Save.
gonna say which track it was. I'm not gonna say which track it was.
No,
I'm
no,
saying
no.
it
I
to
was
the
just
end.
gonna say, save the story for next week as well, Jimmy, when we're racing there, because that's one I'm very interested in hearing. I'm sure our viewers at home would be very interested in hearing as well. Got a little sneak peek. Oscar Piastri's involved, so that should tell you it all. But no, Jimmy, we are coming up to that last quarter of the race. We're 44 minutes in, 16 minutes left to go. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen indeed. And as we see a little car diving on the inside, Mercedes getting the move done, and that's Raymond Van der Zutphen losing out to Jordan Butler, but he still maintains P2 in the AMS. But he has got Aaron Sparks very close up behind him in the Porsche there.
Yeah, it really
And I
is
was seeing,
really close. It is
yeah,
tight at the front of that pack there, Jim. Adam Wilson Weir, well, sorry, Otto Karras is still trying to get himself into a fight with Adam Wilson Weir, who's just under half a second ahead of him at the moment. And Adam's still chasing down Harry Hartley Price in P2. That position really could change.
yeah, just watching the fight here with Joseph and Baz Cutting in those Corvettes. I mean, I do have a little fun fact about Corvettes if you'd like to
Go on,
hear it.
we can jump back to the Corvettes. Then I just want to quickly say though, Jimmy, these
Okay.
guys. I'm not going to say the lower classes because that doesn't sound too right. But the guys in obviously, everybody knows we have a free split division here.
I mean,
But
it's a lower class technically, but it
technically,
doesn't
yeah.
necessarily mean
But
the drivers are lesser
but
drivers.
not exactly that. They're not lesser drivers. But look at Joseph Greathouse, the am chasing the pro at the minute. And look at the pro of Auto Carriage chasing Adam Wilson Weir. I love seeing this the mix of colours in there. I don't like seeing it all blocked out and everybody in their own classes having their own races. I love seeing the other classes get involved. Now go on, Jimmy, lay the facts on me. What's this about the Corvette?
Oh, it's just a fact I used to like about the company, and so astronauts, they used to be like
Yes,
the
I've heard
most
of
amazing
astronauts,
people on the planet, and
obviously. Well, outside of the
Corv
planet.
well, I mean, a bit of both,
Yeah,
and
a little bit.
Corvette wanted to kind of like they wanted to see their cars in the hands of the astronauts, so they used to they would go to give the cars away, but obviously astronauts are technically government employees. They can't accept gifts over a certain value.
Oh.
So what Corvette used to do is, if you were an astronaut, you could rent a car off them for life for $1. So that
Well,
way that they weren't
I
ever
tell you
taking a
what.
gift, but they could put their cars in the hands of astronauts. I just thought it was quite a nice little.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a lovely touch from Corvette there. I, I do wonder if they still run that one because obviously we're getting astronauts back going out into the solar
I was
system
gonna say,
onto the moon.
you're not thinking of going to space, are you?
Well, I'm not. I don't think I qualify for that one. But Jimmy, we're not here to talk about space. We're into the last 15 minutes now. We're nearly 47 minutes into this race. Michael Gray leading the way still 22 and a half seconds nearly on Harry Hartley Price. I can't see him really losing it from here. He's led for 47 minutes and he's led very dominantly and not have really had a problem out on track that I've seen or caught at all, Jimmy. I'm not sure about you, but Michael Gray, absolute astounding performance tonight in the elite category and overall.
Yeah, I mean, everyone out there is doing like just phenomenal, but yeah, Michael Gray, that is just so whatever he's putting in his Weetabix is working for him at the moment. He is flying out on track, and what was it he put in the chat for? Let's hope I don't die on lap one. He was worried at the start, and then proceeds
Well,
to just
let's
casually
be
just
honest,
drive
Jim.
off
Come
in the
on.
distance.
We did say that lap one can be a bit treacherous if you're in lap one with all the other 26 cars behind you piling into that corner as well. But no, he handled it like an absolute pro. Well, I should say, sorry, handled it like an absolute elite driver out there and led the race for the past 48 minutes with 12 minutes left to go.
I gotta say though, just quickly, Adam Wilson Weir doing very well to, in fact, gain speed, getting the overtake done on the outside, using that side draft to get like to get the overtake done. That is phenomenal work from Adam. A big crash behind.
Oh,
We'll have to
I
go back
think
and
that was
check on
Joshua
a.
Healy again. I saw the red flash across the screen. I think it was the Mustang again.
No,
Was
Mike
it Mike
Chadwick
Chadwick? Do
loses it on
apologise,
the back
Joshua.
end, hits that curb and goes flying. Did they
Does he
get
catch
past?
Sean Clark? I don't think he catches Sean. Or is that who's that next? Is that Craig?
That was that's John, isn't it? The
Is that
John Harley at the back.
is that
No,
John Harley? No, I don't think it was John Harley at the back there. Was it Sean Clark? Sean Clark
yeah,
and
it's Sean Clark. My bad.
there
And
you go.
Sean Clark and the other one.
I believe that is Craig Corish. Yeah, sitting P5. That's Craig Corish, Jim. You can just see it
Yeah,
on
that's
the
his
win
livery.
screen
Yeah,
of
I
the
don't know how
car.
we messed that up.
No, I knew that was Craig from the start, Jimmy. You listen back, I said Craig, confident in that one. But no, they just going back to the Adam Wilson where Harry Hartley Price move. That, like you said, Jimmy, absolutely brilliant move to get alongside him and utilize that side draft to propel himself ahead of Harry Hartley Price and put him into P2 overall. But with them two fighting, that has indeed added more time to Michael Gray's lead, over 24 seconds now, and that is an astronomical lead.
Yeah, I think at that point you're not even thinking about Michael Gray. Even if he makes a mistake, he's got plenty of time to recover, get back on track, and get racing again before the guys catch up. I mean, that is a yeah, that is take some work doing to get that fast.
No,
So,
it'd be
something
real
with his
interesting.
setup, he's and his confidence around here must just really work for him.
No, he really has nailed it there, Jimmy. I think you've hit the nail on the head. And it'll be real interesting to see how he does go on throughout the season because, like I said, we are all European this season. We did best of British. We're now all European this season. There are some very, very good, well-known tracks out there, but there's some very, very difficult and different tracks out there as well that we've got coming up for you this season as well. So keep an eye out and keep watching along to see what happens to the remainder of. But no, Jimmy, it is an interesting one into the last 10 minutes. Michael Gray obviously still leading the way in the elites. Otto Karis still sitting in a P1 for the pros. And Joseph Greathouse still leading the way for the AMs with still a lovely little bit of a gap to Aaron Sparks, who's sitting in P2, and Raymond Van Zutphen, who's now got himself back up into P3 for the AMs after his little drop down earlier.
Yeah, he's had a really good recovery race going on there, battling with Aaron Sparks quite a lot out on track. And yeah, we've got Daniel Poole giving his driver of the day. We'll announce them all fairly soon. If you have a driver of the day or anyone you would like to give a shout out to, anyone watching, just drop us a message in the YouTube chat, and we'll give them all a shout out, and we'll mention them in a moment's
Well,
time.
yeah, we'll get round to that one in about 2 minutes' time. We'll get to that one, Jimmy. We'll just see how it is out there. But no, Quentin Clumpert, Matt Massey, they're still sitting in P2 and P3 comfortably for the pros as well. There hasn't been much change around there. I think Baz has had too much of a time with Joseph Greathouse sitting behind him, well, fighting him pretty much for well, I'd say the majority of the second half of the race so far, Jim. He's not really left Baz alone, so it's not really allowed Baz to get ahead and catch up with Quinton and Matt Massey in P2 and P3 for the pros. Tim Reed obviously has got himself back up there with the elites, and Otto Karis sitting right in the middle of them all there in P4 overall, P1 for the pros. It has been a great race overall for, I pretty much say, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's. I mean, John Harley had a bit of a rough time of it, and Sergio as well. I think whatever was with their setup or something just wasn't quite working for them today. But I mean,
You never know
we've
what's
seen
gone
the
on.
drive before. They could do well. Hopefully next week they're back on form once again.
There you go. There you go. Right, Jimmy, we are into obviously our last 10 minutes of the race. We've got just under 8 minutes left to go. Shall we go ahead with our driver of the days?
Absolutely. And yeah, should we start with our man behind the scenes here? Give
Yeah,
his
we'll start with our man behind the scenes, like you says, Jimmy. We'll let him call our elite driver of the day. And we know who he's already picked, don't we?
we do indeed, if you can find it on our notes.
I know exactly where it is, Jimmy. Don't you worry. So our elite driver of the day, he's led from the start and not put a foot wrong. So it is going to be obviously Michael Gray taking the elite driver of the day there, Jim. Absolutely, you can't fault that choice, really, can't you? And it's really hard to look away from when someone's been so dominant as Michael has been out here on track. Look, he's nearly
Yeah, he's had
26 seconds
crazy
now.
pace.
He was 24 seconds a lap ago. He's now nearly 26 seconds. He is just absolutely flying out there. Obviously, the fight with Adam and Harry and Otto indeed is adding to that time, but he's absolutely flying. So that's a great choice. I'm sure you'll agree with him as well as I do.
Yeah, he's using every inch of that track. He's carrying so much speed through here, and the fact he's driving faster than some, well, drivers with slipstream, that's just absolutely nuts. And you can't fault that. Yeah, you just can't fault it at all. He's not put one single foot wrong at like the entire race. So fair play to Michael Gray out there. Well deserved of driver of the day from Connor there.
Absolutely great choice. Are you ready for my pro driver of the day, Jimmy?
I am indeed. Let us know who you've chosen for this evening.
Well, it should come to no surprise, but he's kept himself well up there since the start, and he's led since the start. It has to go to Otto Karis for me. Look, in the pro category, look at where he is right now. He's slap bang in the middle of the elites, really proving himself. And he's not just sat there with time either side of him and no racing to do. He's kept up with Harry and Adam pretty much the entirety of this race. He has been absolutely solid. He qualified P1. He led from the start as well in his class. He's got to go to Otto.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been up there with the elites, and I think just off the back of that as well, it's worth mentioning Daniel Poole's driver of the day as well in the YouTube chat there. He did also say driver of the day Otto, being a thorn in Harry and Adam's side all race, and he
Couldn't
just
agree
has.
more.
They
Could not agree more.
yeah, they were battling with him, having to overtake him and fighting with him for overall position on track, not just in class position, he has just done phenomenally. And yeah, couldn't agree more for him being your pro driver of the day.
No, absolutely, Jimmy. And that leads me on to, of course, the AM driver of the day. Would you like to let everybody know who you have picked at home?
For me, I had to go with Raymond van Zutphen for this one. He qualified P1. He had a bit of a rough start, but he had an incredible recovery drive. Got himself back up to second, and there's been a fighting with Aaron Sparks for that second place position. Now he's dropped down to third, but he did have that phenomenal recovery drive. We saw how difficult it was for drivers to get overtakes done and get moves done. And yeah, he's just performed incredibly out there on track. As we see him currently battling with Phil Giles, the pro there. So no, he's managed to started in first, ended up on the podium nonetheless. Currently at the moment with just shy of 5 minutes to go, coming about 4 minutes to go here on track. And yeah, you can't fault it personally. And I think he's just done great. It's a shame about the start. It would have been lovely to see how well he could have performed if he didn't lose those positions off the
No,
lap.
no, I agree with you there, Jimmy. Absolutely brilliant, brilliant choice there with Raymond. Like you said, he qualified P1. Not the best of races he had to start with, but obviously he's pulled it all the way back. He's sitting what P3 at the moment, and he's trying to get up there with Aaron, but Aaron does take the position from Phil Giles, obviously the pro. So that does put it a little bit of a gap now between the two of them. So Raymond's got a little bit more to do, but no, not taking anything away from him. Brilliant race, brilliant decision for your driver of the day. But no, it's it's really hard to pick, isn't it, Jim, when it comes to driver of the day? I'm sure you'll agree. I'm sure Connor will agree as well. Like they're all fantastic drivers out there. And you're trying to pick out one moment. And you're not trying to give it to the race leader every week. But sometimes you just got to look at it and go, look, you can't shy away from what we're looking at here.
Yeah, I did see in the YouTube chat as well. Someone gave a shout out to Aaron Sparks
Yeah, I
for
believe
great driving.
I did see that one as well, and it seems to have disappeared now. But we'll definitely have to definitely give a shout out to Aaron Sparks. So he has had a great race as well out there sitting like I said in P2 at the moment in the AMs. So no, definitely shout out to Aaron Sparks. He's performed well, got himself up there and stayed there and got himself ahead of Phil Giles now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's battling with the pros. He's on that podium. He's had a phenomenal race. Got that moved on Raymond van Zutphen to get second place, and he's driving away. And you couldn't fault it. He was in my mind for that the driver of the day, but I had to give it to Raymond as well for qualifying P1 and doing that incredible recovery drive out there. And yeah, Daniel Paul, everyone has done an incredible job. To only lose two drivers around Monza is incredible. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone managed to catch sorry, just quickly, Michael Gray setting the fastest lap on track, 1:46.5. He is flying at the moment. And yeah, I don't know if anyone managed
Still
to
staying the
catch
fastest lap.
the real life GT3 racing not too long ago round here, and they had more drivers and they ended up with much less. And yeah, that was a crazy race. If you can, anyone, go back and take a look at the real life GT3 Turn One start of the race. It was absolutely ridiculous. Sean Clark here taking a lot of that curbing, and what happens here? Does he just get the car?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
way too much of that corner there, the Jimmy goes right over that little yellow hump that we all saw,
hard
and
on the
you do not
brakes.
want to be doing that.
No, but he keeps the car out the wall. I mean, fair play to him. Back driving. Tires are going to be a little unhappy with him. Oh, there he goes. Yeah.
Yep, there they go. They're not happy. They're still not happy. Come on, Sean. Ease it round, mate. There you go. So no, a little spin there from Sean Clark, but not really affecting things overall. He was pretty much driving on his own. He still is at the moment. 40 seconds one way and about 12 seconds behind him to the next car. I think he's all right.
Yeah, good old Shawnee. He's doing fairly well out there. As
Oh,
Jordan
black
Butler though,
flag Jordan Butler. So what has Jordan Butler picked up that black flag for? We will find out very, very shortly. But no, Jimmy, look at the fight still going on up here with Adam Wilson, where Harry Hartley Price and Otto Karras.
yeah, I wonder if that's going to be incident limit reached because he's not really driving around other people, so it wouldn't be an accident. Yep, confirmation
Incident.
incident limit reached. So he's just cut the corner one too many times, and yeah, just had a few too many incidents out there this evening. So he's going to have to do a drive
Sorry,
through
Jimmy.
or
What has happened to Curtis McArthur in the pros? He has dropped right down, giving Rob Smith currently now P3 in the pros. Matt Massey, Ryan Clark, Phil Giles, Aaron Sparks, and Raymond Van Suppen all taking position off him right there. Sorry, I just noticed the tumble down on the leaderboard. So he's dived into the pits there. Did he get a penalty?
It's hard to say. Like, did he? He wasn't
He
one of the
was.
ones that had the early pit at the
He
beginning of the
must.
race, was he?
I think he
And then
must
he
have
had
been.
to pit
Yeah.
again because there was another driver that we were keeping an eye on that had to pit again, wasn't there?
Yeah, I believe that was
It
was
was
it
Tim
Tim
Reed,
Reed?
wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was Tim Reed, and Tim Reed's obviously P8 at the moment, but he did dive in a couple of laps ago. I did spot that, giving up the position to Quinton Clumpert. He only lost one position just there, so it didn't affect him too much either in the grand scheme of things. Still sitting at P6 in the elite.
yeah. Oh, Tim Reed though pitting again. So he pitted again on lap 31, and now he's pitting again on lap 34. So something's happened. Did he underfuel the car, or
Must
to
have
try and
done.
get as short a pit lap time as possible, and then just wasn't able to fuel save to the end? But
Oh,
this is the final lap of the race anyway. Michael Gray, our leader, 30 seconds near enough out on track as he comes around that final corner here. And yeah, he has had one incredible. Sorry, not the final corner. That's a bit later on. And no, it was final corner. And yeah, so he had a absolutely phenomenal race out there. Massive wiggle, massive flash. Well done to Michael Gray, driver of the day from Connor here behind the scenes, and well deserved. He had a phenomenal race out there. As we're on board with Adam Wilson, we're in the fight with Harry Hartley Price behind him. Who out of them is going to catch P2? And as they come around that final corner, Harry Hartley Price is going to have the slipstream advantage. Adam Wilson Weir is going to have the position advantage. Doesn't look like he can get the speed done. He goes alongside. He is close, but no. Adam Wilson Weir takes that P2. Harry Hartley Price gets P3. Otto Karras getting P4. And getting P1 overall in the pros, with Quinton Clumpert coming around the corner there. Look at that. Massive wiggle, massive flash as he gets P2 in the pros. Baz Cutting 21 seconds behind them, still fighting with Joseph Greathouse there. Corvette on Corvette, and yeah, neither of them is going to affect their overall points at the end of the race, but it will be overall position. So let's see them going side by side. Corvette, Corvette. Who's going to be the lead Corvette on the last lap? Baz Cutting looking like he's got the advantage there on Joseph Greathouse. Good racing from those two all race as well.
brilliant racing from absolutely everybody, Jimmy, as I'm sure you'll agree there as we wait for our last few cars to come round now. But it's been a great race, hasn't it? Really, really, really enjoyed this one. There's been lots of action, lots of fighting out there the entirety of this race.
Yeah, I mean it's surprising close between a lot of them, and like I'm amazed about Harry Hartley Price, Adam Wilson Weir especially, fighting non-stop with each other the entire time for that P2 position. That's got to be a lot of stress on those drivers. Jordan Butler though crossing the line with a black flag, and I imagine that'll be a penalty added to his time once everyone else is across the line. We lost Sam Dowes, we lost John Harley, we lost Sergio Cabral. And yeah, Tim Reed sadly falling down the order there, but well done to everyone today. What a race! What a race!
No, what a race indeed, Jimmy. And we have been indeed again treated to another phenomenal race from all of these drivers. I know we lost a few, but it doesn't matter. They still put up a brilliant race while they were out there. Shall we have a look at how it all finished, though?
Yep, let's take a look at those final positions, and then once I've read through the final positions, we'll go on to do the interviews with some of these drivers. So Michael Gray, we talked about it a lot during the race. What a performance, getting that P1 position, followed by Adam Wilson Weir and Harry Hartley Price are your top three in the elites. Then we have Otto Karras, led the way the entire time in the pros. He had a phenomenal race as well, fighting with the elites in fourth place. Craig Corish followed behind him with Joshua Higgy behind him. Then we have Quinton Clumpert, Baz Cutting, Joseph Greathouse winning in the AMS at the moment, ninth position overall. Then we have Rob Smith, Matthew Massey, Aaron Sparks, Phil Giles, Curtis MacArthur, Raymond Van Zutphen, Ryan Clark, Tim Reed, James Vardigans. Then we have James Moore, Christopher Haynes, Sean Clark, Mike Chadwick, Casper Roost, Jordan Butler. Then we have Sam Dowes, John Harley, and Sergio Cabral. I mean, that rounds out your 27 drivers on track, and yeah, they all did well. I mean, 3 drivers out. I I expected there to be a lot more
I
carnage, a lot more
I
crashing.
expect, yeah, Jimmy, I expected more to be out in the first corner than that in last whole 60 minutes. So I think we done very, very well. But no, I said it at the start, I say it at the end. I like to see all the drivers finish. So only to lose 3 at Monza with the amount of cars that we did have, that is a good result all
Oh,
around, if
absolutely.
you
I'll
ask
take that.
me.
I'll take that any day. And
All day long, mate, all day long. Now, look, shall we speak to some of these drivers?
yep, let's go bring a couple in for an interview. I can see them all eagerly awaiting in the interview room. I think we got to bring in our leader of the race and have a little chat with him. We're going to bring in Mr. Michael Gray.
Michael
Hello.
Gray, our P1 winner, our elite P1 winner, a truly, truly stunning performance out there with about a 26-second lead right at the end. Mike, first of all, good evening. Second of all, congratulations on that great race out there. How you doing?
Yeah, good evening to you guys as well. Yeah, well, that was a lot better than last weekend. So
Well,
yeah,
absolutely. You didn't have that lap one incident, and it really went to show what you can do out there, mate. We saw how fast you were, and we were looking forward to seeing how quick you were out there. We said it at the start before the race, like we saw how quick you was. So you definitely proved that today.
yeah, no, I took my time on lap one this time, just get those tyres up to temperature, and then put my foot down after that and went for it.
No, there you go, mate. And like I said, with a nearly 26-second lead right at the end there, I think it is. That is truly, truly phenomenal. Well, welcome to the league, indeed, mate. Yes, it took you 2 weeks to get that P1, but like I said, we all know what happened. So, but no, look, we don't like to keep you guys for too long afterwards, though. So again, congratulations. But before we do let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to or say thank you to?
Yeah, Sean and everyone who puts the league on, yourselves for doing the broadcasting. I have been in this league before, so I'm not a newbie.
No, there you go, mate. Well, thank you very much. And you never know, we'll probably be speaking to you next week with speed like that.
I'll try my best.
There you go, mate. You have a good one.
Yeah, you too, guys.
There you go, Jimmy. That is our P1 overall, our race winner, Michael Gray, for you right there.
Yeah, what a performance today. And I think we should bring in our P2 overall, Adam Wilson. We're in next for a chat.
There you go. Good evening, Adam. P2 tonight. Congratulations on that one. How you feeling, mate? How did that one go? Because seems to be doing a lot of fighting out there with Harry for most of that.
Yeah, it was a bit confused because, like, I remember from last, I think it was the season before, we were doing Monza and there was 2 pit stops, so I decided to start fuel savings just to cut out the last splash and dash, and then I let Harry by, giving me the inside, so I was like, oh, happy days, I've got the tow. And then I looked at the time, I was like, wait, there's 10 minutes left, so I had to start.
No one's gone for that second bit yet. What's going on?
Yeah, so my fuel calculator wasn't working correctly, so I had had to judge it by by the race.
By eye. There you go, mate. Well, you had a great race overall. Like I said, some great fighting out there with Harry and indeed Otto, our P1 winner in the pros tonight as well. We're speaking to him shortly. But no, mate, congratulations again on your P2 there. Some great racing tonight. Before we let you go, though, is there anyone you want to say thank you to or give a shout out to?
Yeah, I just want to give the shout out to all the guys racing. I mean, that was the pace was insane there tonight, like from the pros as well. Like they were on us. So, I mean, especially Otto, like, he was insane tonight. So well done to everyone, and thank you for broadcasting and hosting the series. So.
No, you're more than welcome, and we'll find out what Otto had for his breakfast this morning for sure when we do get around to speaking to him, mate. But no, congratulations again on that P2 result, and we shall see you next week.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Take care, mate. There you go, Jimmy. P2, Adam Wilson, we're for you. Shall we bring in Harry, who was having a fight with for pretty much that entirety of that race, though?
Yeah, let's bring in our P3, and I think we scared him by bringing him in. I imagine
Yeah,
he's midway through the conversation.
Come on, Harry. You spoke to us enough by now. You know we're not that bad. How you doing, mate? Congratulations on the P3 there. Brilliant race tonight. A lot of fighting with Adam. How did you find it? How are you doing?
Yeah, sweating a bit, not gonna lie.
Yep.
It was going into it. Me and Craig were practicing, and he obviously runs a Ferrari, and I was like, I'll try it, and it felt great. But then coming into practice tonight, I hated it, so I didn't enjoy quali. And then I don't know, I just work my way up. To be fair, my overtakes really were from people going on the gravel, but I just kept going, and I really did enjoy that actually. With Otto
Well,
too, to be fair, in the
no,
Lamborghini.
it was an absolute brilliant race there from the three of you. You guys really had a brilliant race for the most part of that, to be honest with you, and it was really really great viewing, mate. So no, again,
Very
congratulations
good.
on your P3 there, mate. We shall obviously be
Yeah.
catching you next week for another great race. But before we
Yeah.
let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to or say thank you to?
Thanks for Sean. I won't be racing for the next two. I'm on holiday for 2 weeks, so I'll be
No.
back. Is it Red Bull Ring? Something? Oh, actually, I'm not allowed to say. You keep that surprise, don't you? Oh,
Never mind, Harry. It's all
yeah.
right. But no, don't you worry about that. But no, okay then. Well, you have a good holiday, then, mate, and we shall see you in a couple of weeks then.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
See you later, mate. You have a good one.
Bye.
There you go, Jimmy. P3, Harry Price. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him gone next week. What happens with some of those other drivers fighting for that position, because we know how strong he is indeed, don't we?
Yeah, and I think it's time that we bring in Otto, though, our P1 in the Pro division. See how he's getting on.
There you go. Good evening, Otto, and congratulations on the P1 in the pros tonight. How are you doing?
Yeah, good evening. Thank you. It went really well, actually.
Yeah,
With the
we could tell, mate.
qualifying already,
You were sitting up there really high up.
with the qualifying already, I qualified P2. It was an amazingly quick lap. And then at the first 10 minutes was a little bit of a struggle, which elites do I let pass, which do I want to stay in front. But then after 10 minutes, I got settled in, was able to save some fuel, save the tires, just chill. And then at the end, I got a front row seat to a nice battle in front, just chilling. And then it was over so suddenly. And yeah.
Over so suddenly a nice chilling position for the battle in front. I like that, Otto. Look, you had a great race. Like you said, you had a brilliant qualifier. You qualified P1 for the pros, like you said, P2 overall. You sat right in the middle of all the elites pretty much for that entire time. And we honestly thought you were challenging up there between Adam and Harry as well for that P2 position overall. But look, P1 overall in the pros. Congratulations again, my mate. Is there anyone you want to say thank you to or give a shout out to before we let you go, though?
My dad, I guess, for just getting me into racing, I think. But yeah.
Well, there you go. Good on Otto's dad, and hello, good evening from us here at Trackside. Look, Otto, it's been a great one, and we look forward to seeing what you can do next week. So we shall catch you then, all right?
Yes, all right. Thank you. Have a nice evening. Thank you.
Speak to you later, mate. Nice guy, I like Otto. There you go. Good time. Good to speak to Otto for the first time there, Jim, here at Trackside.
Yeah, they're all a good group of guys. I think we should time to bring in, though, Quinton Clumpert.
There you go, Quinton. Good evening. Congratulations, P2 overall in the pros. How are you doing, mate? How did you find that one?
Thank you. Yeah, it was a shame. I thought P1 was in the bag, but after a few corners, I saw I wasn't in the tow anymore, and I was losing time. And yeah, with Otto is my teammate, so this whole week I was faster than him, about 6 tenths, and now I lost it. So a little bit of a shame.
I think it's one of them. It's like you said, you lost that toe after the first part of the race, and it's
Yeah.
such a difficult part with everybody bunching up and slowing right down. Otto just got away, and he kept himself right up there with the top of the pack with those elites as well. So we had a really good race. But mate, you had a good one. P2 overall, nothing to shy away from.
Yeah, really happy I'm back on the podium again. Was a, a tough time to be back, but got more time in practicing, and I see the results now. So yeah, really happy with this.
There you go, mate. There you go. So no, congratulations again at P2, and no, mate, you have yourself an absolute good one, and we shall catch you on the next one.
Thank you very much.
See you later, mate. There you go, Jim. Always good to speak to Quinton. Like I said, good to see him back on the podium again. I'm sure you'll agree.
Yeah, it's always great to see him doing well. Yeah, next, we've got Baz Cutting, our P3 in the Pro division.
Good evening, Baz. P3 overall
Good
in the
evening.
pros. How are you doing, sir? How did you find that one?
Yeah, not bad. That was a challenge, but sweating what off.
Yeah. I think I know what you're gonna say there, mate. Don't you worry about that one. But no, it
But
really
yeah,
is.
no, it was a good race. It was good fun.
No,
be
it
fair.
really is. It's such a great group of guys out there as well that you're racing with as well, mate.
You
And
know,
P3
especially
in the
going
pros.
through I was expecting a few casualties on T1,
I think
But
we all was, mate.
but as far as I know,
Everybody
everyone
got
got
round.
through.
Everybody got through, mate. It was a great start to the race, and we only lost a few drivers later on in the race for different reasons and nothing to do really with that turn
Yeah,
one.
it's it.
But
You know,
but no, mate, you had a great race tonight.
yeah,
P3 as
I was
well.
playing a tactical race as well because I was sitting behind. I can't remember who it was now. For must be about 10 laps, I think, because I was fuel saving. So
Behind Quentin in front of you.
yeah, which is why. And then obviously done a pretty decent pit, and that was it. That's when I sort of started to go. But that's when I started to make a few mistakes as well.
Well, mate, it happens to everybody out there, and you weren't the only one to make a few mistakes. But look, like I said, you finished P3 in the pros. Great finish tonight, great position there. Look forward to next week's race as well, and hopefully we'll catch you then.
Oh God, yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
Brilliant, mate. Look, before we let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to or say thank you to?
I will just say one thing. My daughter left high school today, so I will give her a shout out.
Congratulations on leaving high school. It's interesting the rest of the life. I'm sure you'll find out. But no,
Yeah,
have a good one
exactly.
and congratulations. Good luck on
Yeah,
your
we'll do.
GCSEs.
Talk to you soon, guys.
There
Thank
you go.
you.
Speak to you later, Baz. There you go. Always a good to speak to Baz there. Shall we speak to some of our AMs though, Jim?
Yep, let's bring in Joseph. Joseph Greathouse, our leader in the AMS, got P1 overall in that division.
There you go, Joseph. Good evening. P2 in qualifying, but P1 overall in the race when it matters. Congratulations on that one. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty great. After the start, I was a little worried about Aaron because he was quite quick on the track, but he had a little rough start, so I was able to take advantage of it.
No, there you go. And when you got ahead, mate, you really did keep hold of it. You led once, like you said, once it was a tough one with Aaron. Once you got past him and everything, you kept that P1 and didn't really look back, mate. It was a really dominant performance from you out there, finishing ahead of a few pros as well. Definitely a great performance, mate.
Thank you.
No, there you go, mate. Look, we don't like to keep you guys for too long, so before we do let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to or say thank you to?
Friends and family that support me, and you guys for broadcasting and this hosted race.
You're very welcome. Thank you for joining us, mate, and we shall see you next week.
Yep. Thank you.
There you go, man. You have a good one. There you go. Short and sweet from our AM winner there, Joseph Greathouse, but overall great performance from him tonight there in the AMs. Like I said, Jimmy, I'm sure you'll agree.
Yep, and I think it's time we bring in our final interviewee for this evening, a Mr. Aaron Sparks.
There you go. Aaron Sparks finishing P2 overall in the AMs. Congratulations, Aaron, on that podium finish there. So close to the P1, but it just didn't work out for you tonight. How did you find it, mate?
Well, it's best result I've had so far. New league to race in, so it's quite good. A lot of drivers to race against here, so it's good.
No, mate, you done absolutely phenomenally, leading the way for a little while as well in the AMs and just dropping back to P2. But once Joseph took that P1 off you and got ahead, I think it was just a bit of an uphill challenge for you with not much time left to go. But no, mate, P2, that's a great result,
Yeah,
great amount of points.
Greathouse had awesome pace, so it's hard to keep up with that. And I had pitted for tires, so I'd lost about 19 seconds on them, and
just that little
tried
bit
to
of extra
catch up
time.
to Raymond at the end of the race with the 19 seconds additional pit time was a bit of a challenge, but yeah.
You done all right on that one. You done all right on that one. Raymond obviously finished P3 behind you. So no, P2, mate. Congratulations again on that
Thank
one.
you.
Look, before we let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to or say thank you to?
Well, everyone at Tanso for setting up the race and everything. It's good, real good.
No, it really is, mate. Really is. And really good to speak to you, Aaron. And hopefully we'll speak to you again next week. We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
All right, take care.
Take care, mate. You have a good one. There you go, Jimmy. And I think that is about it for everyone that we're going to speak to. That's pretty much all of our podium winners there for each of the classes.
Yep, all but one podium sitter there. He wasn't able to make it for the interview, but I mean, yeah, it's lovely speaking to all of those guys. But sadly, that is checkered flag from us here in Monza, and checkered flag from us all at Trackside Broadcasting. Thank you again, everyone, for watching and supporting your favourite drivers this evening. Gaz, any final words?
Yeah, thanks, Jim, for that one. And it was another good race to tie up on Monday evening. I'm sure you'll agree, mate. And I'm already looking forward to the next one, as I'm sure you guys know. I say each and every week, but I'll let you know in just a second where we're going. But before we do, I just want to thank Spectra Racing, Clark St. James Motorsport, and Merby Goes for sponsoring us here this season, and to the Tanzo Racing Group, obviously, for hosting us again this week and throughout the entirety of this season. Thank you to all the drivers out there tonight for an absolutely brilliant race, and thank you to everyone at home who has joined us this evening. Sadly, though, Jimmy, as you said, it's going to have to be the checkered flag from us here in Monza. But look, we are flying over to the Netherlands next week. We are racing Zandvoort. I know you love this track, Jimmy. I love this track. We are continuing on our European season. I'm going to save all your excitement for Zandvoort for next week. But look, guys, at home and all the drivers as well, you have a great week, and we shall catch you all on the next one. Good night.
You feel some more.